Hi, it's Mitz from My Life Mitz. Thank you very much for stopping by today. Alright, so let's get right into it. I thought it would be fun to share with you just a quick flip through of my journal that I'm almost finished. I was using this journal originally. You can see there I have a little cutout from Pocket Journal Pam. But yes, I was using this originally as my planner for the I don't remember exactly when I first started it, but yes, I was using it like a hybrid journal slash planner for quite some time in 2022. And yeah, I'm almost finished using these pages, and I thought it would be fun to share with you my process, and I will also be working in my Hobonichi Techo as well. But like I said, I have this little printable from Pocket Journal Pam that I printed out and stuck in there beginning of the summer. And I guess I haven't touched this journal all summer of 2022. It's funny to see that now. But yes, so the title of that printable says my plans for the summer, and all I did was pretty much knit. And it's funny, I watch these knitting podcasts, and many people mention how it's too hot to knit in the summer, and it's funny because for me this summer I felt that it was too hot to journal and I was not enjoying my time in my journaling corner where I have my supplies. Like the AC wouldn't really reach there, and like I guess the hot air would just kind of pool around the table, and even with my fan on I was just sweating buckets, so I didn't have a lot of journaling time during this summer. But for some reason I was able to hold on to like knits and yarns and knit away, and so I thought that was funny that I wrote that in there. Yeah, so this is just a quick flip through of that journal. Oh, I forgot to mention, the journal is a notebook that was part of the stationery selection box for May. I don't know if I still have any in stock, but if I do, I will leave the link. The link is always in the description to the stationery selection. So if you're interested in checking out previous month's boxes as well, I will always leave the link there. If you're new to my channel, you might not know, but I own a little stationery shop online. It's just myself and my brother-in-law. It's just the two of us, and so we process all of the orders and curate the monthly boxes and put them together. And when we can, we will place fun and new stationery items in the shop as well. So please feel free to check that out. We do ship worldwide. And right now, I know there's some insecurities with shipping Japan Post. A lot of the countries are still suspended, and we're not able to ship using Japan Post. But we do have DHL and FedEx available. So, alright, so back to journaling. The Hobonichi Techo. This is the A6 size, and my daughter has been really enjoying with writing small little sweet messages, and she just hands them to us once in a while. And so I thought it would be nice. It would be a nice memory to stick these in my journal. Usually, I would put stuff for my kids, or journal when I journal to my kids. I will put that in my Hobonichi weeks. It's more of a personal journal, and I don't share that much on YouTube. But yeah, as you can see, my pages are very empty for September. I think it was like the back to school season, and I think this is semester 2 now for the kids, and it's just been really tough. It's been a really tough September, so I think that's why a lot of the pages are blank. And then recently my son had a soccer injury, so I'm just kind of documenting that in here, using one of the fine liners to draw out the headings so that I can color that in. So I'll be flipping through back and forth. I tend to flip through my pages, and sometimes I feel like, oh, I want to add some watercolor here. I'll add watercolor, and then while I let that dry, I'll skip to another page. And oh yeah, so here's what I am sharing with you, my completed knitted socks. And I don't have a sock blocker yet, so I haven't blocked the knitted garments. But yeah, those are the close-ups of the first ever finished pair of socks. They're called the Slip Stripe Shorties, and they're by Tracy Miller. And then the other one is from Hohi. Gosh, Flying Birdies, I think they're called. They're both shorty socks, and so I was very, very happy with the result. I mentioned in my other video where I talk about my knitting. I'll leave that linked up here if you want to check that out. But yeah, I felt like with the knitting challenge, it was fun to participate, but I felt quite not stressed, but a little bit like I didn't want to have like a timeline. Like I had to finish this challenge in the month of September, and of course no one's forcing me to do that, but I just didn't want to have that pressure. So I think in the future, I imagine with like the knit-alongs and stuff that's going on this winter, there's a bit of a not pressure, but it's easy to compare, and for me it is. For myself, I think if I were to join a knit-along, I will compare myself with other knitters, and it's not really fair to do that. I can't compare myself to somebody that's been knitting over 10 years or over 20 years, right? But it's just, I guess, my nature to do that. Anyways, I'm on a total different tangent. So back to my journaling. I ended up finishing the socks. I stuck a photo in there. I added a washi tape border, and I like doing that often. I will grab a thicker type of washi tape, and I will rip it in half and create that as a border. Here I am. I printed off some of the printables from Pocket Journal Pam for October and decided to use this for the title page. I don't know, my son is into this scary monster. He said he found it from his friends at school, and so during his free time, they kind of draw this scary monster. And when I asked him if he wanted to draw in my journal, he decided to draw that scary monster, but I don't really like it, so I covered it up with the calendar. I didn't totally glue the calendar down. I have it just taped with some washi tape. This one here is also Pocket Journal Pam. I also end up using Bai Bun, some of her printables as well in this video. But yeah, I know a lot of people are big, huge, like Halloween themed. Like a lot of people decorate their houses and things. It's not big at all here in Japan. I think it would be so much fun to do trick-or-treating, but yeah, it's not big at all here. They've started a little bit with the decorations in shops, and yeah, it's nice to have that. I think it would be so much fun to decorate, but yes, so I'm going to decorate in my journal instead. Here I decided to use that thick washi tape, and instead of, usually I'll color it with marker or I'll add some watercolor to splash color to my page, but instead I decided to use washi tape, and I stuck a heading on top of the washi tape. And then this one, I think it said it's spooky season or something along those lines. I didn't feel like it would fit with this ramen piece, so I decided not to use that there. For the background, I'm just using the Emot pencil crayons. They're like mechanical pencil style, and this set was also part of the May stationery box. I actually stopped this video and checked. Unfortunately, we don't have the May box in stock anymore, but we do have other previous month's boxes available, and so like I said, I'll leave all the information down below. Yeah, I just decided to add some squiggly lines in the background with these Emot pencils or mechanical pencils. And it feels and looks like a mechanical pencil, but instead of having the lead, it uses color lead, so it's a fun way to add and to play around in my journals. So here I decided to draw out the heading. I love ramen very, very much. And before or prior to coming or moving to Japan, I knew there were different flavored ramens, but the amount of customization and it's just an insurmountable amount of different ramens available here, and I'm very, very lucky to be living in an area where I can try these different types of ramens. And I usually, when I do order ramen, I usually order the egg as well, the flavored egg, and I do have these with my son. Okay, back to journaling. I'm using this printable from Bun. I printed a while ago. This is several months ago, but I still had some in my file folder, and so I decided to. She had them in rectangles. When you print them out, you can use them as background or in any way you want. I decided to rip them apart and just use them like washi tape, and so I ripped like a thin piece, and I used that as a border for the top and for the bottom as well. I enjoy doing this often when I don't have washi tape close by, or I just want to change things up a bit. Courtney Diaz also has those big background sheets, the big graphic ones, that you can do that as well. And it doesn't have to be thin strips. You can make different shapes out of them and use them. You could cut different shapes. Maybe you can cut them into circles or an oval and use them for journaling spots. So it's very, very handy to have these nice big background collage sheets from the artists. My husband and I finished watching Better Call Saul, so I just had that headline there, and I outlined it with marker. And here I'm just flipping through my previous pages to see if there's anything else. I felt like outlining for some reason, and because I had the markers out, I'm using the Sailor Shikiori brush markers. They're dual tipped, so there's a brush on one end and a thin tip on the other end, so I decided to use the marker set to outline some of the headings and just trying to rearrange. Sometimes I'll print out photos, and right now I 100% print them on just regular standard copy paper at home, but sometimes I don't know where to stick them, so I'll just stick them in between the empty journal pages, and it doesn't have to correspond with the actual date. I'm not very picky about that. I'll just kind of stick them in. It's like a general idea of what happened during this month. So, and then a sweet friend, her daughter made these super cute origami bookmarks. It's hard to see, but they act as bookmarks, and the mouthpiece part of it goes right on top of the page, and then the ears stick out like bookmarks, and it's so cute. So of course I had to keep them and put them in my journal. And then this photo here is of the collaboration that I did with Abby, and so if you haven't watched that video, we talk about some of the stationery favorites and our stationery favorites, and so I will leave that linked down below. And I'm using the Kuretake Clean Color Dots. This is the pastel set that we also have available in the stationery selection shop, but I've decided to kind of add a bit of polka dots on the back, and I love these clean color dots because you can, like, depending on the amount of pressure you apply, the circle becomes really big, or you can just have a really slight hand and just dab it on the page, and then the circle will be very small. And because of the pastel color, it's not too vibrant, which I really like for background. I decided to add another heading, once again using the same emote. I like the sketchiness of it, like the look that it gives. And I had this watercolored from previous Journal With Me session, and so yeah, I just felt like adding that photo right in the middle and just adding a very simple border, and wrote out the heading there. And then finally, lately I've been realizing, or I've been seeing, that there's a lot more Halloween decorations in the shopping areas. And you see the nice cute jack-o'-lanterns and things, and my kids wanted to take a photo, so I cut out the collage element from Pocket Journal Pam's. I think these are from the October sheets, and yeah, it's just perfect. I like I really like adding the Halloween elements to the journal pages, and yeah, I think this is pretty much it. I wanted to use up the washi tape that I have on this card, and so I ended up taking this small piece and once again tearing it in half and creating a border for that photo. And you'll see me, I'll even use the last bits of it on a separate sheet or a separate journal spread, and trying to use up every single bit of the washi tape. Yeah, so I think that's it for now. If you have any video requests, please let me know down below. I know it's a lot of people have already, you know, finalized their planners and journals for next year. I'm still kind of in the air. I've had some requests to share more about my Hobonichi weeks with regards to having like a combination personal / work journal, and I haven't really opened that up or set that up for the next year, but I think that's what I'm gonna go with. Okay, I hope you are doing well, and that I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I will finish off this video by adding some not washi tape, some watercolor splashes on the page, and then I just kind of let that dry. Okay, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you soon. Please take care and be safe. Bye-bye.